This is IGN.
Life Hath a Way. This is your IGN review of The End of Oak Street by Clint Gage. The End of Oak Street follows a family, led by Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, as their neighborhood mysteriously teleports from an early 80s suburban landscape into the swampy age of dinosaurs, leaving them to fight for survival against a crew of beasts that look a little more like what passes for scientifically accurate these days. They've got feathers and fur and everything. It's really a blank canvas of a science fiction conceit. As specific as it may sound, family must survive dinosaurs can go a million different ways. It's an engaging premise no matter which direction the filmmakers choose, but it's also one that's pretty familiar. The dangers lurking in the swamp of a family-forward dinosaur adventure are the impossible-to-avoid comparisons to Jurassic Park. That's the bar The End of Oak Street intentionally or not, fair or otherwise, has set for itself. So how does a dinosaur movie set itself apart from such obvious influences? The answer for The End of Oak Street seems to be don't. Instead, lean into them. First, I have to say this movie might have been created in a lab just for me. I'm an 80s kid, so the setting hits all the right heartstrings. I'm always here for a good, warm-hearted adventure yarn, an energy the trailer for this film has piles of. On top of that, I love indie movies. And David Robert Mitchell, whose It Follows is a creepy experiment in creating eeriness, is making his first film in 8 years and bringing dinosaurs along for as Spielbergian a ride as any you've seen in recent memory. These are all good things. The End of Oak Street mostly delivers on all the expectations I had for this movie. By the time the dinosaurs show up, the movie turns into a fun little creature feature pretty quickly. The dinosaurs don't look quite the way we're used to seeing them on screen, which effectively modernizes them in a way Jurassic Park never really has. They can be scary and campy in equal measure. There's a sequence that includes a memorably goofy photo op followed immediately by a harrowing escape. It's a combination that works when the movie is in its stride. Another thing that can't be overlooked is the runtime. It's about 90 minutes, and while this may be an unfair claim to make, I bet there's a 105-minute version of this movie that just doesn't work as well. An obvious thing that's missing from that runtime is an explanation, and that is great. How the neighborhood actually transports somewhere else remains a mystery that the film never even thinks about unraveling. Ultimately, the movie is like an old friend. There aren't a lot of surprises, but you still enjoy their company. Maybe you haven't seen each other in 8 years or so, but there doesn't need to be any explanation when you get back together. You know their secrets, warts and all, so maybe they don't impress you like they used to, but damn if it isn't nice to see them again anyway. In spite of being a little under the influence of nostalgic sci-fi adventures, David Robert Mitchell and Anne Hathaway in particular add enough plumage to the familiar so that The End of Oak Street finds a way. So I'm giving The End of Oak Street a 7. A 7 means good here at IGN, and this is a good movie. It has some great moments, but on the balance, this is a good movie. David Robert Mitchell's first feature film in 8 years is a rose-tinted romp through Spielberg's 80s, complete with dinosaurs, an incredible Anne Hathaway performance, and a visual flair to elevate it beyond just impersonation. While the influences are worn proudly, they veer into shtick occasionally, but not enough to ruin the good time. Again, The End of Oak Street's IGN score, 7 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Esmeralda Leon, and for the latest updates on The End of Oak Street, visit us at IGN.com.